What's up, everyone? Hey, we're out here on Lake Gunnersville, beautiful Tennessee River afternoon, and I just want to come out and catch a few ledge fish today. So I'll let you guys ride in the boat with me, and we're just going to see if we can get on a spot or two and try and catch a bunch of fish. Just want to have some fun and see what we can catch. But I am going to break down for you guys what I look for on the map, what I'm looking for on side image, and even a little bit what I'm looking for on forward-facing sonar as well. We'll kind of show that to you. So yeah, hopefully this will be a good one. Hopefully this will help you if you're out here idling around, kind of what to look for. But let's get started. All right, let's turn the boat off and just kind of show you guys real quick, map-wise, what we're looking for. So the obvious stuff, you know, if you come out here on the Tennessee River, the obvious stuff is going to be anything like this right there, right? That's where a creek mouth dumps into the main river. This up current side, generally speaking, the current, not generally speaking, the current always flows this way, but generally speaking, the fish are going to be on the front side, you know, so it'd be this side gets hit by the current, it's going to be the cleanest bottom rather than being on the back side of this little ditch right there. So, you know, that's what we're always looking for, is the front facing side of current, but that doesn't have to be the front facing side of a creek ditch. It can be just going down a river ledge and there's some kind of little turn in it that creates maybe, you know, just a little dip or depression, and then it washes back up and you get a nice hard bottom again. So a break in the bottom where you get that, you know, good shell, good white return on your side image. That's also a great spot. Or just, you know, think about the lake. Every lake has points. This lake has points as well. There's points that actually have nice shell bottom on them as well. So not everything is just straight into the river channel. And if you really start thinking about it more like you're looking for hard bottom returns and, you know, where those fish are going to be moving out to their summer places and what type of hard bottom, you know, looks good around that area that they would potentially use that the current is pushing up against. And then if you find bait and then you idle it and start to see some dots, that's kind of the mixture that you're looking for. So I found a lot of sneaky stuff on the Tennessee River just in general. Now it seems like everybody knows about everything, but there's still a lot of stuff, in my opinion, you know, that does get overlooked. It might not have the biggest population of fish, but it could be a good group of fish, even if it's only 8 to 15 fish, something like that. That would absolutely be worth your time stopping and fishing it. Anyway, we're gonna idle around a little more, look for some spots, try and show you what they look like on side image and down image. Absolutely some there. You guys can see right here, a lot of fish out off this break. And this is a pretty good little example right here. These bigger ones, bigger shadows, a little more spread out, those are probably bass in this little section. These over here, I'm assuming they're more white bass. They're a little bit taller, a little more grouped together, not as much distance in between them. So looks like we probably have, I don't know, 10 or 15 bass there and several white bass off to the side. And I've got to where I really am looking for fish, I feel like, more on side image than I am on down image. It just feels more efficient that way. Like I'm covering a wider range. And, you know, that's how I found fish at Chickamauga, Kentucky Lake. Had great tournaments at both of those places this year. Caught everything offshore and found everything on side image. So we're going to see if we can catch one off this spot real quick. There he is. Just had to change my angle a little bit. What we got? I have been throwing more in front of the boat. Not bad. Man, you hear the guys that are good at ledge fishing and really just the guys that are really good. I don't necessarily put myself in that. I'm not talking about myself. But the guys that really know what's up, angle, is everything. So we had just made some casts out in front of the boat, and I'm seeing out there, you know, what looked more like some white bass. Like if we scroll over here to the right just a hair, all white bass, you see all those. Now we go back here to the left, you don't see as many, but those are bass. So, and we threw out in front of the boat a couple times, nothing. Made a cast over there to the left a little bit, and pretty much almost as soon as it hit the bottom. Always you gotta find the angle when you're fishing like this. Because I didn't catch that fish with scope, I just know there's some fish in this general area, so I'm just throwing out there. A lot of times I think scope can not hurt you, but if you just if you relied on it every single cast, like this year on the Bass Pro Tour, not being able to use it all day every day has taught me like how many fish you miss when you just throw your bait, especially soft plastics I'm talking about, not a minnow up in the water column, but fishing a soft plastic on the bottom, throwing out there, letting it hit the bottom, dragging back to the boat. You're not gonna see every single fish on the bottom with scope. So it's still important, especially when you're in an area that you know has bass, not just be worried about like, oh, this is what I see on my screen, that's all that's there. I think it's good to, you know, kind of fish around the area too and slow down and really drag around the bottom, because I've caught some really big ones this year doing that. Well, I'll say that right in the middle of all those white bass. How big are you? Not bad. Not bad right there. Well, if you guys watched our bridge video, you know what worm we're throwing. And they're eating this thing like crazy out here. Such a good color. It is a color that I could almost say like there's no other color I've ever seen like it. It's a very, very unique color. Catching great largemouth, spots, all kinds of stuff out here on Lake Guntersville with it. Yeah, see him, dude. Again, I made that cast like where there's a bunch of white bass, and in a tournament, I might not have made a cast in that spot had I had my scope on. It was just so dialed on scope. Oh. That's a good one. Yeah, not a bad one. You know, it's July on Lake Guntersville. These fish have seen every bait in the world by now. What are you jumping for, camera guy? They've seen every bait in the world by now, but they still can't help themselves when a little Nico rig comes by. Get that hook out. Our little JDM Tackle Warehouse exclusive special right there. God, I gotta get some more of those. I don't have enough of them. Beautiful fish. Yeah, you know you're going back, don't you? Here you go, buddy. Go ahead. We didn't box you. They just cannot, dude. It's like, even no matter how tough it gets, no matter how hot it gets, anything, they cannot help themselves. Something about a finesse worm that's pink largemouth like it for some reason. I don't understand it. Got him. We might have been, I just bumped it up a hair, dude. We might not even been on the juice, but they're so thick. They're everywhere. Another one bites the dust on the Nico rig. So many bass. I'm just addicted to catching them. I don't even have a crankbait. If I, so if I was like, if we were trying hard, right? You guys saw us roll up, idle this spot. We rolled up, we saw the fish, and if this was tournament day, what I would have done, I'm just out here having fun, so bear with me. But if it's tournament day, what I would have done is first cast, crankbait, big swim bait, big minnow, spoon, maybe even a big glide, sink it down a little bit. You've heard guys talk about this, but you always want to hit them with the biggest stuff first. I feel like that's your best chance to catch the biggest fish in the school. But since we're just out here having fun today, I picked up the Nico rig right away. And we're just trying to catch as many as we can because we only have a little bit of time left. But generally speaking, I'm gonna hit them with those moving baits, bigger baits first. Once I feel like I've kind of covered the zone where I had a chance to get bit on that, that's when I'm gonna pick up a soft plastic. Could be a Carolina rig, could be a Nico rig like we're throwing, could be a drop shot, shaky head, whatever, right? All kinds of different soft plastics. But that's when I'm gonna pick that up and really it just essentially kind of do cleanup work with that. Like it's the reliever getting checked into the game. And I'll do that on almost every single spot when I know there's bass there. It's that 1-2 punch of the bigger baits, the bigger techniques, trying to catch the biggest fish, and then slowing down, with some kind of plastic. And of course I love throwing a spinning rod, but you could also catch these fish dragging a 10-inch worm, probably the same exact fish, dragging a 10-inch worm, Carolina rig, whatever. You can do stuff on a bait cast too, a football jig. That would be a great thing to throw as well. Oh yeah, see, there's one of the white bass. That's a lot of that down there too. I actually caught one on a worm, but if I had picked up a crankbait by now, I would have probably caught several of these things. That's a good sign though. I am definitely never afraid of white bass being in the school. The key when you see white bass is making sure that you also see some bigger dots in there, whether you see it on side image or you're seeing it on forward facing sonar. You just want to make sure that it's not all white bass. If it's all white bass, that's all you're going to catch. But if there's bass in there, I think it can be a good thing because they'll compete with those white bass for food. So I think you can kind of, get the school fired up, so to say. I think that's a good one. We'll hit the little anchor mode for a second. Jeez. It's the hardest fighting one I've caught all day. I don't know if he's just digging in the current or if he's actually big. That's why he's a big old spot. Look at that spot. Oh. Come here. Dude, that's a fat spot right there. Holy smokes. Look how gone that worm is. All right, that was a nice spot right there. Fat, summertime spot. Let him go. Like I said, I could pick up a crankbait and some other stuff, but man, I have too much fun throwing the Nico around. Well, I hope you guys, I hope that helps you, out here, anywhere really on the Tennessee River, anywhere in the summertime, especially with the Nico rig, that thought process and how well it works, especially as it gets tough. The fish just get pressured throughout the summer, a lot of the same spots getting hit. But you can show up on a lot of these same spots where other guys, a boat had just left this a little bit before we pulled up on it. We show up and show them a Nico rig and, they're eating like crazy. It's like nobody ever even fished here. So, but keep all that other stuff in mind as far as current, and the way you're casting your bait. Think about all of that, okay? Think about the way the current's hitting the spot, hard bottom. I was just telling Jordan, the camera guy here filming, how actually where we've been catching these fish if you look out here, there's not even a break. They're just on a flat, hard bottom. It's really good shell. I got one right now. So, oh, he dropped it. First one I missed. It's here on the outro, but we'll see. I'm gonna let it fall back down. He might come back and get it. Yep. It happens so much. All the time. I know that sounds like a hard sell on max scent, but I am telling you that happens all the time. They drop it and they come back and eat it. Yeah, we're gonna end it right there. I gotta go home. It's almost 4:30, almost dinner time. Go home and eat with the family, go to iCast, and go have some fun this week. So you guys get out there, fish on the Tennessee River, look for those hard bottom spots. Don't concern yourself with, when you hear the word ledge, that it has to be this big break in the bottom, because it doesn't. Focus on the bottom and the hard bottoms, and you're gonna find a lot more spots, and you're definitely gonna catch a lot more fish. So I say that's the last one. I'm gonna make a couple more casts, but we appreciate you guys watching. Thank you very much. We're finally back on YouTube after a long season. It's been good. We have one more event left and then some team tournaments, but finally excited to spend some more time out here. So make sure you like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.
You're probably wrapped up in my line.
Oh no! Never got it, dude. That's a good one, too. Oh, I thought he threw my bait. He threw his own bait. Threw a big old shad up. All right, we just filmed the outro, but this is the real outro. Told you guys I couldn't make another cast without it. Another nice one. All right.
Come on, let me catch one.